down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Brezzy.
and we are here together again in the same room. They said it would never be allowed to happen again, but they let it happen. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, today we're talking about an oldie but a goodie 1979 movie called Tourist Trap. Before we get into that, I want to give a really quick shout out to someone that's a guy I met on Instagram. His username is Greg Sometimes, the word sometimes, and he's developing a new social media platform called Ghost Together. So it's kind of like an alternative to Twitter or Threads or Blue Sky or all those things. If you're looking for something new to try out, it's meant to be more creator friendly and less about, big time companies and that kind of stuff. So,
Well, which is good. I really like that. So
yeah.
shout out to him. Thank you, Greg. Sometimes goes together. We really appreciate it. So shout out to you since you're shouting at us out or whatever.
He's going to be giving us a shout out, so we're giving him a shout out. And I created an account over there, so we'll see if we can make good things happen together.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the movie. How did you find out about Tourist Trap, Brezzy?
I'm under Minnesota Horror Fans page on Facebook, and that's actually somebody like posted something about it because they were watching it. I'm like, I've never seen that movie. So I told Matt, I'm like, hey, we should watch this movie. And it's not a fan request, it's just I have not seen it. So
yeah, and I had never seen it either. It's from 1979, and as soon as I saw the poster for it, I thought it looked interesting because it's like the strange mask, kind of half top and half bottom mannequin looking thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of on South Park when they have Terrence and Phillip and the top of their head just kind of bounces around and they go,
yeah.
But tell us a little bit about Tourist Trap. What's it about?
So it's about these like teens, like young teens, and they're going for a tour. And they end up stopping with this old guy, like really creepy old guy.
Yeah.
Like he's creepy.
Yeah, like they stop at an abandoned or they go in, it's like a Wild West theme park.
Yep.
Which, quick side note, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, it's an abandoned Wild West theme park. Maybe it's the same place.
Maybe we should probably look that up pretty soon.
Right. But anyway,
okay.
The three girls are skinny dipping and they're naked, and this old guy comes out and is just chatting away like it's nobody's business. Like, and they're obviously uncomfortable.
And this is in the dark.
Yeah.
I ask.
He's like, so I don't get many visitors around these parts too often. And they're all like, okay, that's great. Can you fuck off now, please?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like really creepy. It's like, okay, why is this old guy here?
Yep. Yeah. But he's the owner of the place.
Yeah, he's really creepy.
Yeah.
It's like it's creepy that it makes you like very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like just his whole, like there's nothing like overtly, like he's not like scary, like gross or like a monster or anything, but just the fact that he's sitting there just chit-chatting away like it's no big deal, and they're all three naked, like clearly like just wanting him to leave, and he's like, yeah, so anyway, about that time I used to run tickets at this place, and
yeah.
Anyway, there's a guy that goes into a room and all kinds of crazy stuff starts flying around.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like, but by the way, this movie has been produced by Full Moon. So yeah, so it gives me like the Puppet Master vibes, and also like the whole movie itself not only reminds me of Puppet Master, it also reminds me of Waxwork.
Yeah. Movie. Definitely. Yeah, it came up with the Full Moon logo right on at the very beginning, and I was like, holy crap, this is a Full Moon movie. And like I like Puppet Master and Demonic Toys and Doll Man, and they used to make tons of straight to video horror movies. I loved them. It's like I had no idea this was a Full Moon movie.
Yeah, I have no idea either until it showed up. I'm like, oh shit.
Well. Yeah. And it has some of the same kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but vibes. Like some of the masks that the guy wears kind of reminds me of Blade from Puppet Master almost. Just like
speaking of that, there's like one mannequin there because they're all mannequins.
Yep.
And so he there's a scene that very beginning that it's like an old guy and he was like wearing this like kind of like a fisherman cap.
Yeah.
That, no offense, but he kind of looks like Mrs. Doubtfire.
He does.
Straight facts, like looks like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, well, and what's more horrifying than that, really?
Right.
If Mrs. Doubtfire mannequin is coming at you. So this guy has his Wild West theme park, and he has like animatronic, like robot characters, like Five Nights at Freddy's, except old school. Like, and but then there's all these mannequins, and like, is he like telekinetic? Like he can move things with his mind or something?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Okay, because
Yep.
it's like these things. I wasn't sure if they were coming to life or if he was like psychically, but that's what it is. He's like
It's
psychically.
like, yeah, it's a psychic. He's moving this stuff.
Yeah.
And like they're kind of like creepy because they kind of smile, but yet they don't really. Some talks and some don't. They just give you that creepy ass smile.
Yeah. And they're like mannequins, but then a lot of them have the lower jaw like unhinged or movable, so they kind of, but instead of like they don't have lips, so it's again that Terrence and Phillip kind of effect of where the whole mouth just kind of comes down.
Yeah, the first killing scene, was a guy before the teen women came about. The guy was in there and like, yeah, it was with a whole bunch of mannequins and stuff. They're all looking at him, and like they're like, he was like trying to get out, and then that big huge like tube,
like a pipe.
Yeah, pipe, and it got stuck to him, and he wasn't screaming. He was like,
that was that,
no noise or nothing, and the blood starts coming out. I'm like, what the?
That was an interesting choice.
Yeah,
for the actor or the director, whoever decided that.
There was no sounds and nothing. It was just like,
yeah, he's basically in a room and everything's going ape shit, like blah 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 blah, and like mannequins are jumping around, and there's like a head of a mannequin just bouncing around like this, and they show a pipe bouncing. They show it about 37 times, and then finally it flies, shwoo, and like stuff's flying out of the cabinet, but it's weird because it doesn't like, it's not like it's being thrown. It like flies straight at a straight line across
into his back.
Yeah. And then anyways, yeah, the pipe flies, and then he goes, oh.
He doesn't even do that.
He doesn't even make that noise. He just opens his mouth.
Yeah, he just.
And then blood pours out of the pipe, like they turned on the blood spigot.
Yeah, that was before the teen woman shows up.
Yeah, they were looking for that guy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
It's do you think, are you the kind of person that thinks mannequins are creepy?
No.
Yeah, some people do. Like, it's kind of like clowns. Some people just naturally think mannequins are creepy. And if you're one of those people, this movie will scare the bejesus out of you, because there's mannequins up the wazoo every which way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when the teen girls starting to realize what's actually going on, this old guy was like, okay, there's something fucked up with this guy, because before the second woman got killed, she was sitting in the chair, and the mannequins were there, and they were actually like doing like the tie that she had, and she's they were doing this, but like they were looking at her and just smiling while she's getting choked.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, that was really creepy.
Yeah. And then there's one woman that he like makes into a mannequin. He like pours plaster or something all over her face, and then it hardens and she suffocates.
Yeah, it was like this thick fucking, like he just like smears it. He goes right here.
Yeah.
And he told her like, this is gonna be a long suffering, but yeah, long suffering, holy shit. Like he just does it on his face, and then the mouth, and then it goes from the eyes, and then she starts to like feel the effects or whatever. It's like it was melting or something like that.
Like sticking to her skin or something.
Yeah, probably the chemicals. But,
yeah.
And then all of a sudden the nose, and then she's like, and then dies.
Yeah.
Right there. It doesn't take that long.
Right. It wasn't that long of suffering.
No.
Come on. You think that was long suffering? Please.
I really doubt it.
Yeah.
And this movie is made in 1979 too, so.
Yeah. Do you know what it was rated?
It says it's only the few slashers in the film industry that made it to receive the PG.
Oh, nice.
It's only PG rating.
Wow. That's probably because it was before PG-13. There's a couple before they made the PG-13 movie. There's a couple sketchy PG movies that made it through the cracks, and this must be one of them.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Yeah, because it's not R-rated because
Oh,
it
no.
doesn't. It's not that bloody, is what I'm trying to say.
No, it's more so like really, really fucking odd and creepy.
It's really weird, and like the killer guy, his voice, he's like, "I talk like this," like it's like a really fake kind of put on voice, and you find out why later. But he's like, "My brother makes me wear this mask because I am too handsome."
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be the brother of the creepy old guy that was at the beginning checking out the naked women, and apparently he's nuts and he can control these mannequins with his mind. And he wears the mask because his brother thinks he's too handsome. And there's one part where he's running and he's got just the head of a mannequin. He's like, "See my friend, see my friend."
Yeah.
And he just keeps repeating it over. And then he throws it, and then like the head on the ground like churns and looks and opens its mouth. And it's like, oh my God, that's weird and freaky. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I like weird and creepy things, but it's like when you watch the movie, it's just you feel like really awkward
Yeah.
during the whole damn movie.
Unsettling, I think, is a good word to
Yeah,
describe it.
it's not scary. It's just very
Yeah. It's not
awkward.
exactly. It's not scary. It makes you feel weird.
Yeah, very weird. So, there's another scene that before they figure out what the hell is actually going on,
Mhm.
they're actually looking through these two women. They were actually looking through this photo albums,
Mhm.
and they actually seen like his wife.
Mhm.
Well, they put his wife. They were looking at the pictures of his wife and the mannequin that's actually in this like building with the lights
Uh-huh.
in the doorway.
Oh
It
yeah.
was actually her as a mannequin, and they're like putting two together, like this is like really fucked up.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
He told him not to go to that house. They're like, "Oh, let's go to that house." And he's like, "No, don't go over there. That's where my wife lives and leave her alone or whatever." And then it was kind of like a Norman Bates sort of mom mannequin situation going on over there.
yeah. So how many buckets of blood would you give this?
I think I'm gonna give it 5. I think it was really weird and really creepy and unsettling, and it was unique and different, and I liked some of the imagery of it with the masks and stuff. So that I liked, but then there was parts where it was really kind of slow. It is made in 1979, so it's kind of crappy, or like quality wise, I should say, like a little,
Yeah.
it's not high def or anything, but so it's not my favorite, but it was definitely weird, definitely worth watching. So 5. How about you?
Um, honestly, I really don't know. I'll give it probably like a 5.5, almost 6.
Oh yeah.
Because like I do like Blue Moon movies. I just don't like really care for this particular movie.
This must have been one of the very first ones they made.
I have no idea. That'd be a good question too.
Yeah.
But I do like the storyline, and I do like weird and creepy. I give it that. So
Mhm.
I like that part.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's just really odd and creepy, and I like it. It's just I really don't know.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 5, 5.5.
Did you like it better than the original My Bloody Valentine?
Um, that one's a hard one to choose. I like
Right.
both. I like both.
It kind of reminds me of that as far in terms of like the style of the film and the quality.
If I had to like legit choose, it would probably be Bloody Valentine.
I think so too.
The original.
Me too. Yup. Oh, for whatever reason, I was bored and I was watching through all the seasons of that 70s show. And then when I was watching this movie, as soon as one of the women was swimming, opened her mouth and talked, I was like, holy shit, I think that's Midge from that 70s show. And I looked on IMDb, and it's the same actress that plays Donna's mom. Midge Pinciotti was one of the women. Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would never knew that.
Right. Because I've been watching it, I recognize she said her line, and she said it totally like in that, but what are we gonna do? Like Midge Pinciotti kind of voice that I was like, wait a minute, holy shit.
Wow, I had no clue.
I got an ear. I hear these things.
But yes, it's a decent one.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other interesting tidbits or facts or
No, that's pretty much it. This just like the fun fact of this movie was the whole, first film that made it PG in history. So
Yeah.
it's like, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, definitely. And we should give a shout out just in general to Crypticon is coming up. We're
Woo.
planning on being there. We're excited.
I am so excited.
It's going to be so much fun. Get your tickets now if you haven't already. If you live out of state, fly to Minnesota and
the hotel is booked up too.
oh,
So
well then maybe don't
But-
fly to Minnesota, but we'll find a tent city for you or something.
well, there's hotels around the con too, like 5 minutes away or something. like
Okay.
that. So you should probably book that up pretty soon because it's coming and it's coming quick.
Yep.
They're also looking for volunteers. I think you gotta contact Kim.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I think so, and email her. I don't forgot her email.
You can go
but-
to Crypticon Minnesota Facebook page.
Yep, or the website,
Right,
www.crypticonminnesota.com. But they're looking for volunteers. I think you get like a free t-shirt, also a free hotel room. It's like on the house pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, free
It-
admission as long as you work some part of it, I think. So,
yeah, I think it's like 3 hours on and 3 hours off, or as long as you volunteer. That goes for security too,
yeah,
I believe.
I think so.
So
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. We love it when you like, share, subscribe, follow, tell your friends. It helps us out a lot. The podcast keeps growing and growing, and we love to see it. So thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.